Friends, today we are going to continue our learning on the aircraft systems, aircraft wheels, brakes, and aircraft landing system. So, question 11. The pressure needed to operate the wheel brakes on a large aircraft. See, on most of the single aisle airliner aircraft, the on the aircraft hydraulic pressure is in the range of 3000 psi. So, the pressure needed to operate the wheel brakes on large aircraft comes from A. The aircraft main hydraulic system. A is the correct answer. Question 12. Which of the following statements will produce which of the following statements will produce the shortest landing run? Crossing the threshold at the correct height and speed? Definitely, because here somewhere the threshold marking is there for landing our aircraft, and if this threshold is crossed by our aircraft at the correct height and specified optimal speed, then it is going to produce the shortest landing run. So A, A. We can see A is in every options. B, second, applying full anti-skid braking as quickly as possible after touchdown. That is also true. So 2 is the correct answer. Nowhere 2 is there. So most probably we are going to have A as our option. Using maximum pedal pressure but releasing the pressure as the wheels start to skid? No. The use of cadence braking? No. Something we don't know about. So definitely it is not important. Use of minimum braking pressure early in the landing run and maximum pressure towards the end? We don't think so. Application of reverse thrust as early as possible in the landing run? True. Deployment of lift dumpers, speed brakes as early as possible in the landing run? Definitely it is true. So A is the correct answer. The formula which gives the minimum speed at which the aquaplaning may occur is V. Aquaplaning 9 into root P, where P is the PSI and VP is in knots. C. To assist the regions of the tire. To assist in describing the cover, it is divided into regions or sections as illustrated. The thread of the tire is situated in the crown and soldier region. Crown and soldier region. And it should be noted that the term thread is applied irrespective of whether the rubber is plain and smooth or molded on a block pattern. The most popular thread pattern is that termed ribbed, which has circumferential groups around the tire. See, circumferential means, what does it mean? This is the tire. So what type of thread we are having on the tire? Circumferential. Why? Because it assists in water dispersion and to help prevent aquaplaning. Hydroplaning. The groups also help to improve traction and contact grip between the thread and the runway surface. Not seen so frequently now, but still termed the all-weather pattern is the diamond thread pattern. So here we are doing aquaplaning and C is the correct answer. An aircraft has a tire pressure of 225 psi. Its minimum aquaplaning speed will be Vp equal to 9 to 225. So 9 into 15, 135 is the correct answer. 14 B is the correct answer. Ground locks. Ground locks or landing gear locking pins are a further safety feature which is intended to prevent collapse of the gear when the aircraft is unpowered on the ground. They will usually consist of pins or metal shelves which interfere unpowered with the operation of the gear in such a way that it is impossible for the gear to move when they are in position. They are fitted with warning flags which should prevent the crew from getting airborne with them still in the position of the gear. See, water law, landing gear ground locking pins. See, we have landing gear locking pins and it has flags. So it is inserted at such mechanical points in the landing gear that once it is fitted into the system landing gear, it cannot be retracted. And even if after getting that landing gear in the place, if the aircraft wants to take off, then it has to come back. So landing gear ground locking pins are D. Removed prior to flight and stored on the aircraft where they are visible to the crew. D is the correct answer. The most likely cause of brake unit dragging is D. Incorrect operation of the adjuster assemblies. The most likely cause of brake unit dragging is 16. The most likely cause of brake unit dragging is D. Incorrect operation of the adjuster assemblies. See, a likely cause of nose wheel shimmy. What is the nose wheel shimmy? This is the nose wheel. When it lands after flaring on the ground, landing gear it sims, means it vibrates around its center position. So, a likely cause of nose wheel shimmy is a torque link is worn or damaged. D. 17B is the correct answer. Nose wheel shimmy. Due to flexibility of tire side walls and unstable rapid sinusoidal oscillations or vibrations known as shimmy is induced into the nose undercarriage. Excessive shimmy, especially at high speeds, can set up vibrations throughout the aircraft and can be dangerous. Warn or broken torque links wear in the wheel bearing and uneven tire pressures can all increase the tendency to shimmy. Shimmy can be reduced in several ways. Provision of a hydraulic lock across the steering jack piston, fitting a hydraulic damper, fitting heavy self-centering springs, double nose wheels, and twin contact wheels. So, D is the correct answer. What is creep? Slippage. Creep or slippage can be measured by painting marks on the tire and wheel rim. B is the correct answer. C. When in service, tire has a tendency to rotate, creep, slippage around the wheel. This creep, if excess, will tear out the inflation valve and cause the tire to burst. C. Creep. Creep is likely to occur if the tire pressure is correctly maintained, but additional precautions may be incorporated in the design of the wheel. See, the anti-skid system would be used. We have to remember it as it is D for both takeoff and landing runs. A hydraulic gear extension or retraction mechanism consists of sequence valves, up locks and down locks. See, this we have to remember as it is.